You've been tired for so long that exhausted feels like your personality. You've tried the things, the sleep hygiene, the stress management, maybe even the supplements. But here's what almost no one tells you. Your nervous system is a physical structure. It requires specific raw materials to function and to repair. And most exhausted women are depleted in exactly the nutrients their nervous system needs most. Today, we're talking about nutritional endocrinology, what that phrase means, why it matters, and how to eat your way toward calm. This isn't about a diet, it's about feeding a dysregulated system back to life. We talk a lot in this series about nervous system states: sympathetic, parasympathetic, dorsal vagal. But we don't always stop to remember these are not abstract concepts. They are biological states driven by neurotransmitters, hormones, and cellular processes that require raw materials to function. So here are the key players. Neurotransmitters like serotonin, GABA, and dopamine are synthesized from amino acids and cofactors. Myelin sheath, the insulation around your nerve fibers, is made largely of fat and B vitamins. The HPA axis, your stress response system, requires magnesium, zinc, and vitamin C to regulate cortisol. And your vagus nerve, the master regulator we've talked about throughout this series. This is nourished by omega-3 fatty acids. When these nutrients are depleted and chronic stress depletes them rapidly, the system breaks down. The nervous system dysregulation most of you are experiencing is not a character flaw. In many cases, it is a nutritional crisis. So here are the 4 essential nutrients. The first one is magnesium, the calming mineral. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body. It is the single most important mineral for nervous system regulation. It works as a natural calcium channel blocker, meaning it prevents your neurons from becoming overexcited. It also helps regulate cortisol, supports GABA production, which is your calming neurotransmitter, and promotes deep sleep. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Over 70% of Americans are deficient in magnesium. Chronic stress depletes it even further. If you are exhausted and wired, magnesium deficiency is almost certainly part of your picture. Here are the best food sources for magnesium: dark leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, black beans, dark chocolate, and avocados. The best supplemental forms are either magnesium glycinate for sleep and anxiety or magnesium threonate for cognitive function. You want to avoid magnesium oxide because it's poorly absorbed. And you also want to avoid taking magnesium with calcium at the same time. Next, we have B vitamins, the nerve fuel. The B vitamins are a family, and the nervous system needs most of them. The first one is B1, thiamine. This is for nerve conduction and energy production in the brain. Then there's B6. This is required for serotonin and GABA synthesis. B9, folate, is essential for methylation, the process that regulates your stress response. And B12, that's needed for the myelin sheath integrity and nerve repair. The key point here is that hormonal shifts in perimenopause and menopause significantly impair B vitamin absorption. This is why women in midlife often experience sudden anxiety, brain fog, and mood disruption, even when their diet hasn't changed. The best food sources of the B vitamins are animal proteins, especially liver, eggs, legumes, dark leafy greens, and nutritional yeast. If you're vegetarian or vegan, B12 supplementation is non-negotiable. Now we have the omega-3 fatty acids, the vagal nourisher. Your brain is approximately 60% fat. Your vagus nerve is coated in myelin, made largely of fat. EPA and DHA, the active forms of omega-3, are the most bioavailable fats for nervous system repair. Research shows that omega-3 supplementation reduces inflammatory cytokines, supports HPA axis regulation, and meaningfully reduces anxiety and depression scores. This is not alternative medicine. This is published neuroscience. The best food sources for your omega-3 fatty acids are fatty fish such as sardines, mackerel, and wild salmon, flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts. Supplementally, you want a high quality fish oil or algae-based omega-3. You want to go for between 1 to 3 grams of EPA plus DHA daily. I also want to note here that ALA from plant sources must be converted to EPA and DHA. And that conversion is often poor in many people, especially if they're under stress. And lastly, we have adaptogens. I'm going to pattern match this to your exhaustion. We talked about adaptogens in week 8 of the Reclaim Your Life Force series. I want to revisit them here through a nutritional endocrinology lens because adaptogens aren't just herbs. They are bioactive compounds that modulate the HPA axis and support adrenal function. The key is matching the adaptogen to your pattern. So ashwagandha, Withania somnifera, is best for the hormonal hurricane. It reduces cortisol, supports thyroid function, and promotes restful sleep. Rhodiola rosea is best for the somatic store. It is an energizing adaptogen. It supports mitochondrial function, and it reduces mental fatigue. Holy basil, also known as tulsi, is best for the transitional transformer. It also reduces cortisol, but it also is reducing blood sugar. So it's calming without sedating. Maca root is best for the constitutional mismatch. It's an adaptogenic support for the HPA-HPG axis communication, especially in perimenopause. I want to talk about something that isn't a supplement and isn't a specific nutrient, but it might be the most important nutritional intervention for nervous system regulation: blood sugar stability. Every blood sugar spike is followed by a crash. Every crash triggers your adrenals to pump cortisol and adrenaline to bring blood sugar back up. Every cortisol surge activates your sympathetic nervous system. This means if you are eating in a way that causes blood sugar volatility, you are physiologically triggering your stress response multiple times a day, regardless of what else you're doing for your nervous system. This is what dysregulated blood sugar looks like. You're waking at somewhere between 2 to 4 a.m. That's a cortisol surge to raise blood sugar. You might have an energy crash mid-afternoon. Anxiety that comes and goes without obvious cause. You might have difficulty concentrating before meals and feeling better after eating, but never quite stable. So the foundation protocol here is protein at every meal, minimum of 25 to 30 grams, healthy fat with every meal to slow glucose absorption, no eating naked carbohydrates. Fiber and protein or fat should accompany all carbs. Eat within 90 minutes of waking. Don't skip breakfast. Avoid eating after 7 p.m. if possible. Circadian insulin sensitivity matters. There is one more piece of this picture I can't leave out: your gut. Approximately 90% of your serotonin is produced in your gut, not your brain. Your enteric nervous system, the network of neurons lining your digestive tract, communicates directly with your vagus nerve and your brain via the gut-brain axis. This means gut inflammation equals neuroinflammation. Microbiome dysbiosis equals disrupted neurotransmitter synthesis. Leaky gut equals immune activation equals HPA axis dysregulation. For the nervous system, gut health is not optional. So your gut supportive nutritional priorities are having a diverse amount of fiber. You want 30 or more different plant foods per week. This is to feed a diverse microbiome. Fermented foods such as kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut, or miso. These introduce beneficial bacteria and support serotonin precursor production. You want to reduce ultra-processed foods and refined sugars. These feed dysbiotic bacteria and promote inflammation. You want bone broth and collagen. These support gut lining integrity and can help reduce leaky gut. You want to eliminate known reactive foods. Gluten and dairy are the most common culprits for gut-mediated neuroinflammation. So let's bring this home to your pattern. If you're the hormonal hurricane, your stress hormones and sex hormones are in cyclical disruption. Your priorities: magnesium glycinate, 400 to 600 milligrams at night. Ashwagandha, 300 to 600 milligrams daily. High-dose B complex with methylated forms such as methylfolate and methylcobalamin. An anti-inflammatory diet. Emphasize fatty fish, berries, turmeric, and green tea. Strict blood sugar stability. Your cortisol is already high. Blood sugar swings make it worse. If you're the somatic store, your nervous system dysregulation is stored in your body. Tension, fatigue, and reactivity are your primary signals. Your priorities are rhodiola rosea, 200 to 400 milligrams in the morning, omega-3s, 2 to 3 grams of EPA plus DHA daily. Have your iron levels checked. Burnout plus heavy periods equals significant depletion in many women. Protein priority for you is 30 grams at breakfast and 30 grams at lunch minimum. Reduce your caffeine. It's borrowing from a bank that's already overdrawn. If you're the transitional transformer, your nervous system is held in your body's tissues. Your priorities, holy basil or tulsi, 600 milligrams daily or as tea throughout the day. Magnesium threonate for cognitive symptoms and nerve conduction. Gut healing focus. Somatic patterns often have a significant gut-brain component. Anti-inflammatory foods and elimination of common reactive foods. And hydration. This significantly worsens somatic tension. If you're the constitutional mismatch, your HPA-HPG axis communication is likely disrupted. Your priorities, maca root, 1.5 to 3 grams daily. Use a gelatinized form for easier digestion. DIM, D-I-M, also known as diindolylmethane, from cruciferous vegetables or supplementally. This supports estrogen metabolism. Zinc, 25 to 40 milligrams daily. This is critical for progesterone production and immune regulation. Seed cycling, flaxseed and pumpkin seeds in follicular phase, sesame and sunflower in the luteal phase. And then blood sugar stability is essential. Insulin resistance drives estrogen dominance. So I want to say something directly to you before we close. If you've been struggling, if you've been exhausted, wired, depleted, hormonally chaotic, flat, or all of the above, and you've been told that it's stress or aging or just how it is, your nervous system was not designed to fail. It was designed to heal. But it needs raw materials to do that. And right now, you may simply not be giving it what it needs. The protocols I've shared today are not a cure. They are a foundation. They work better when they are matched to your specific pattern, built into your specific rhythms, and supported by the deeper work of nervous system restoration that we've been doing throughout this series. If you're ready to stop guessing and start building a protocol that is genuinely yours, that is exactly what the Life Force Reclamation Program is built for. Your pattern-specific nutritional protocol, your supplement roadmap, your food plan aligned with your cycle and your constitution, it lives there. The link is in the description below. I'll see you next week. Until then, eat to nourish, not just to function. Your nervous system is listening.